All right, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, but you can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be talking about Jupe itself, see what is happening with the price of Jupiter, and of course, what we could be expecting as we go further into the month of April. Jupiter has been killing it recently, has so much positive momentum on its side. It's breaking records, and a lot of people are starting to see, the potential that, something I was discussing on my channel when it was extremely, low in terms of its price compared to where it's at now. So let's see what is happening and what we could be expecting. As we know, today, once again, your Bitcoin did drop about 6%, causing the entire market to react with that. Obviously, there was some bearish news coming in regarding the Silk Road test that was sent to Coinbase. Obviously, that is impacting the markets as well. And on top of that, the month of April, which is the halving. So some people are expecting it's going to be a bearish month. But me personally, I think that, we were still going to see upside this month. But, if you're looking at Jupiter down 4.6% on the daily time frame, but if you're looking at it on the monthly time frame, Jupiter is up 163%. So gaining a lot of momentum recently with the price currently sitting at 100. Wow, did I say 100? Wow. My bad. $1.59. It's down 4.4% over the past 24 hours in USD comparative. It's up 2.2% in BTC comparative. But if we're looking at its market cap holding really, really strong at that $2.15 billion, despite a market seeing a little bit of a pullback. So that is something that's worthwhile noting. And the 24-hour trading volume currently sitting at $384.2 million, which is not bad at all. But before we go into it any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrencies. And guys, let's face it, there were a lot of people that were hating on Jupiter early on, a lot of them. And I'm sure these exact haters right now are completely in awe, speechless, absolutely have nothing to say at the fact that Jupiter is almost sitting at a $2 price point. And, we're not talking in year time frame. We're talking about in literally the last 2 months. It has gone up significantly, and I'm sure a lot of people are wishing they never sold their Jupiter, because originally the overall talk around Jupe was like, oh no, this is never going to get to the level of Uniswap. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking otherwise, because now you're seeing Solana ecosystem exploding, absolutely exploding right now. So much momentum on Sol TVL side, and as the Solana ecosystem grows, you're going to see decentralized platforms like Jupiter are going to gain more traction than ever. And not only is that going to be the case, there's a lot of other factors involved as well. You guys can pretty much see Solana-based Jupiter continues to dominate in the decentralized volume across all chains for the past 3 days. And this is something we discussed in my previous update, but this is just something that I want to tell you guys. And on top of that, the stakers, the people that are staking Jupiter are getting incentivized, for getting projects that are launching on Jupiter. They get that, and as a reward, as an incentive for staking. So obviously there's when it comes to the monetary side of things, you can get a lot of things in return, and so far people are starting to realize that. And as Solana ecosystem grows, Jupiter as a decentralized platform is going to grow. A lot of people say, oh, there's Okra, there's Radium, but nothing comes close in terms of usability, in terms of user interference. Interface, not interference. Nothing comes close to Jupiter. I'm sure anyone that has used Jupe before can really, agree with me on that. So, the crazy potential for Jupiter is insanely high, and I'm extremely hyped up to see how this reacts as we do go further into the bull market. So let's continue to see what is happening. You guys can see this for yourself. Bitcoin dominance around 53.8%, so not much has changed on that side of things. BTC right now did see a little bit of a pullback, and to be exact, about a 6% pullback. We did get supported by the March 16th support line, but I still think that there is a chance that we could be closing the CME gap at around $64,000 before we start seeing more upside. Now, usually Bitcoin does tend to close out the CME gaps. We did see that happen at the beginning of the year, where we did see Bitcoin fall down to 38,800, and then boom, off we went towards the all-time high, a huge parabolic run. We could see something similar occurring once again. Do let me know your thoughts down below regarding that, but let's take a look at Jupiter itself. So Jupiter, like I said, let's just take a look at it in the month of March alone. We're talking about just 1 1 month how much it has performed. So you could pretty much see this for yourself. March 1st, it was sitting at 58.2 cents. So if you want to go back there and see that, you can see Jupe went up 229.25% in just a single month. Let me repeat that again. Jupiter went up 229.25%. And on top of that, as I've said to you guys before, once you're staking, there's a supply and demand factor that comes into play. There's a certain percentage that is staked. You cannot access that. People cannot purchase that. So, if the demand is high and the supply is low, which obviously staking does, it brings the supply lower. That, brings in the value towards a higher price. And this is why, Jupiter has been going crazy. And on top of that, massive developments coming out, a lot of incentives for people that are staking. And this is going to drive, Jupiter even higher as we do go further into this bull market. As I've said, speaking about this bull market, the next 8 to 9 months is literally what I'm looking at in terms of the top. I don't care what other people say, that super cycle, this and that. I'm not agreeing with that at all. I think the next 8 to 9 months is where the fun is going to rely. And then I think, we're going to see the market starting to cool off once again. We are not going to see, in my personal opinion, significant pullbacks now because, we do have regulatory, stuff involved in terms of Bitcoin. But I do think that, we're going to start the bear market and nothing's going to stop that. So especially if you're newcomers coming to the market, stick to the historic price patterns and don't get greedy thinking about the super cycle, lock in those profits. But what you're seeing with Jupe right now is Jupe did make its way up just March 31st. We're not talking about just recent a month ago or anything. We're just talking about 2 days back because obviously this was its all-time high on March 18th, and we did see a sharp drop. To be quite frank with you, we saw a sharp dip, about a 32% dip after that, and that is obviously due to Bitcoin. Remember, we did see Bitcoin fall down to the 61k mark, and obviously that is going to impact Jupiter as well. But look at this recovery. This recovery speaks for itself. Not was it just a small recovery, it went up towards its all-time high, and we're looking at a bounce of about 84% if you just picked up some Jupe on March 20th. So this is insane. This should just show you the momentum Jupe has for itself right now. And of course, right now people are going to come out and say, oh, Crypto ZX, look, it's going down a lot. Well, let me tell you, this is absolutely healthy. This is what you want to be seeing. After hitting an all-time high of $1.96, it's seeing a pullback of about 22%. And obviously there's Bitcoin momentum that is priced in as well. That is obviously correlated, to BTC price. So those are some factors we need to keep in mind. But one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is that, now where it's consolidating is not back down to a dollar price point. It's consolidating at its previous all-time high. And this is something a lot of people might ignore. You need to understand this. So in the next half an hour or so, we're going to close the daily candle. It's really important to see the price of Jupiter to try to hold above this $1.59. But even if it's not able to do that, I'm very confident that we will see Jupiter climbing up towards more upside. And when I look at the market valuation for Jupiter at $2.1 billion, it really gets me going because it just reminds me of Uniswap. Let's just go back down memory lane quickly to really show you guys as to what I'm saying. Where is Uniswap? Why can I not find it? Uniswap. There we are. Wow, that took longer than expected. So just based off of a market cap where it's at right now, you could see the difference. You could just see the difference as to how much potential Jupiter has. And I'm just talking about the market valuation currently for Uniswap. But if you want to take a look at it in terms of all-time high market cap, where is it? Market cap max. We're looking at, man, what's going on here? 1 second, max. There we are. All right, so its highest market valuation was $21.5 billion, guys, which is insane. So now if you want to put, let's say, Jupiter, some people are going to say, Jupiter is not going to get there, but who are we to say Jupiter can't get there? Look at the momentum Sol platform as an ecosystem has. It's just insane. And Ethereum isn't even getting as much of a recognition or interest as it did in the previous cycle. So as Solana continues to grow, I think Jupiter as an aggregator is going to follow with it. And I think the $20 billion market cap, 15 to 20 billion, is not an unrealistic target to think of. If Jupiter were to even retest the all-time high of Uniswap, that is about a 10x from where it's currently at. Obviously this is just pure speculation. Only at the end of the day, time is the most important factor we need to consider. But if we just go based off of where Jupiter is currently sitting at, and if it were to top at that $20 billion, that puts it at times 10 from where it's at, so $11 to $12 price point for Jupiter. Do let me know down below what you guys personally think. Do you guys think I'm absolutely crazy? Do you guys agree with me? Do let me know in the comments down below. We'll see you tomorrow in Crypto ZX, and peace out.